esteemed viewers, good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us from. This is the Confab on STM Radio Vision. Don't forget that we are located at Obokun Avenue in Elisha, Ocean State, Nigeria. Yes, today Nigeria finds itself once again at the intersection of insecurity, accountability, and desperation. In Katsina State, a government battling relentless bandit attacks is reportedly preparing to release 70 suspected bandits under the banner of amnesty. For families who have buried loved ones, for communities emptied by fear, the question is very simple this morning. Can peace be built on the freedom of men accused of terror, and at what cost to justice and national security? Then in Abuja, a different but equally troubling signal is being sent. A former Attorney General of the Federation, once Nigeria's chief law officer, has been released on bail in a multi-billion naira money laundering case, only to be immediately taken into custody by the Department of State Services DSS. It raises uncomfortable questions about elite accountability, interagency power play, and whether the fight against corruption is finally getting serious this time around, or is it merely a shifting hands? Now, beyond the borders, a darker story of desperation is unfolding. Young Nigerians, lured by fake job offers and the promise of escape, are being trafficked into military camps linked to the Russia-Ukraine war, not by ideology, but by loyalty, by hunger, by unemployment, by the failure of opportunity at home. These three stories may appear, separate, but they are deeply connected. They speak to a country where criminals negotiate freedom, the powerful test the limits of the law, and the vulnerable gamble with the lives for survival. Today we ask the hard question: are we rewarding violence? Are we finally confronting corruption, or just staging corruption? And how did Nigeria become a recruitment ground for a foreign war? Stay with us on the Confab this morning. I still remain Chidima Abel, and I have with me
Ohunayo Ajiboye
and also
Oluwatoyosi Solanke.
Good morning this morning. How are you two doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Like this, like that.
Like this, like that. Where the stories on the comfort of this morning does not really call for, laughter, excitement. I can understand. So I can relate to the faces. All right, we go over to the very first story we have here. Amnesty deal. Outrage mounts as Katsina State moves to release 70 bandits. Does this spell well for Nigeria? Prominent socio-political organizations, including Afenifere, Arewa Consultative Forum, Ohunayo, the Middle Belt Forum, and many others have expressed outrage over this plan by the Katsina State government to release 70 bandits as part of measures to patch up a floundering peace pact with bandit leaders. Now, I want to start with Ohunayo Ajiboye. How do you see this move by the Katsina government to release 70 bandits?
I think the better question should be, how do I see the move by Ohunayo, the Afenifere?
No. I know what I'm asking right now. I'm still coming to that. I mean, there are two different things.
Okay.
Somebody did something, and then another person is reacting. Now, I don't want you to say anything about the reaction now. I want you to say something. Like, I want to know your thoughts about this move by the Katsina State government.
I have the
to
same
release
reaction.
the 70
I have the same reaction as those people exactly. What do you mean you are releasing 70 bandits? There are people in that Katsina prison who are there, who a lot of lawyers have been fighting for because they got there, not because they were guilty of a crime, but they've not even been offered fair trial at all. No evidence, nothing. They've been locked in prison for crimes they know nothing about. The government cannot give them amnesty. It has to be so-called repentant bandits under the name of amnesty. Giving amnesty to the same bandits that have destroyed lives and properties across many areas in northern Nigeria. What are we doing in this country, for God's sake? It's as if we take 2 steps forward in winning the battle against this terrorism and insurgency, and then the northern government, the northern people, they drag us back 10 steps. What is going on? What message will this pass to the people, to the victims of these bandits? The message it passes to them without mincing words is that the government does not care about them. that they deserve to be killed and butchered and massacred, because the people responsible for that, they will be arrested, and if they are arrested, the government will release them under amnesty. That's what he's saying, and that's why I agree. That's why I said that you should have been asking better. That is the reaction to that action. Is it proper? Yes, it's proper. The reaction is very needed. Not just is it needed, that reaction should spark an outrage all over the country. Everybody should come out and protest such. It is wrong.
You're calling for a protest.
Yes, I am.
What kind of protest?
A protest against such a decision. The Katsina government is taking a very insensitive stand at this moment. People have lost families. People have lost properties. Mothers have lost their children. Fathers have lost their children. Families have lost a father. Children have lost their mother to these bandits. And the best thing the government of Katsina could do is decide to release 70 bandits. You are releasing 70 bandits back into society to perpetrate more inhuman massacres and murders. That's wrong. It should not be.
Okay, Solanke, what's your thoughts on that?
All right. Well, to me, I see releasing suspected bandits is to me like a way of rewarding violence, and to me it looks as if the lives of the victim are actually devalued. They don't value the life of the victim. Though that action can actually not resurrect the victim, those that are dead already, it can actually take back what has happened. But to me, I still see it as a way that there should be less moral from there for upcoming bandits. Like, oh, the people that did this so period, they were actually melted some punishment, or they were even given life imprisonment. I believe they should even be killed, to me.
Okay.
But why will you release them in the first place? So that means you're saying the lives and property that were lost during that insurgency doesn't mean anything to them, to the families. So those bandits are not meant to be released. Life should be valued. There should be lessons that be meted out. It should serve as a deterrent to others that are want to intend to do such a thing.
Okay, you are saying that those people should be executed.
Yes, please.
Okay, in your own thought, what do you think? Apart from being executed, what other way do you think the government should have carried this thing out instead of just releasing them? Because I know that totally you are against their release.
Just like Solanke said, life imprisonment.
Yes.
Life imprisonment with ad labor. And if the government is so serious about rehabilitating these people, well, first of all, we need them to drop. You've arrested bandits. The first thing we want to, has there been any interrogation? Have they dropped information? I mean, conclusive information that can lead to the arrest of more bandits? But no, we never hear of such things. We never hear of all those kind of things. All we hear is that they have been released on amnesty. How do you release people that gruesomely murder a mother and child? They killed a mother and child in cold blood. Such people, and you're releasing them back into society under amnesty. It is not done in any nation on earth. It is wrong.
It actually demoralizes the security personnel that went to fight. Some of them lost their life in that process. So what are you saying? That they just lost their life for vain or for just losing sake? At the end of the day, people that they actually apprehend, they were released based on amnesty. So what was the fight for? What's their gain? The victim, what will be their gain? No justice. Because that's total injustice from my side.
All right. Honestly, I wouldn't want us to dwell so much long on this particular topic because of our time. Let's just leave this topic for now and move to the very next one about the arrest of Malami. DSS arrest Malami after release from Kuje prison. Immediately he was released from the prison, he was rearrested by DSS. What's your take on this, Solanke?
Well, there should be a reason why he was rearrested, right? To me, there may be some security issues whereby the Financial Crimes Commission are not actually telling us, or the DSS themselves. There should be something behind the rearrest. They were there when he was released down. Why didn't they say, no, it's not yet time for him to go? But what I heard that he met the
bail
conditions
that were melted out to him, that he actually paid 500 million naira each for him, his son, and the wife also. So if he has actually met the bail's condition, why was he rearrested? That's the question. So there are more to it. Like there are more to this.
Definitely, there's more to the case
that is not even revealing yet. That is yet to be revealed.
All right, Ohunayo, what's your take on that?
Well, first of all, you will notice that he was being released on a money laundering case by the EFCC, only to be rearrested by the
DSS.
DSS. See, two different jurisdiction, two different sides of law enforcement, and so there's nothing we can say about that. It means that he has case with the EFCC and he has case with the DSS. DSS always involve national security, so that means that this man has done something that has compromised national security one way or the other. So if he's arrested, I'm sure more details will come out on what he has done. So it's not for us to speculate.
Don't you think there is no synergy, like collaboration between the EFCC and the DSS? Because why would EFCC release him and then he was immediately rearrested by the DSS?
Like I
think
said,
there should be a kind of cooperation since it's under the same government.
Like I said, it's not about being under the same government. There are checks and balances and there are arms of government, right? So it's the same thing with law enforcement. We have the police that deal with internal security. We have the army that deal with external security. They combat external threat. The police is supposed to. So now inside the police, we have the DSS, we have the EFCC. These are two other factions. EFCC is to deal with corrupt officials or corrupt individuals, while the DSS are to focus on what? National security threats. Anything that has to do with security and intelligence, that's the DSS. So if the EFCC has released him on bail, while he is in the EFCC's custody, the DSS cannot go and demand him from the EFCC and say, we have found out that this man is suspected to be involved in so. EFCC is investigating him because he is under suspicion of being involved in a multi-billion 8.5 billion naira. Exactly, laundering case. So while they were investigating that, the DSS was watching. And when he met the conditions for bail, and I don't know how someone will be suspected of laundering billions of naira and then you ask him to pay millions in bail just to walk free. It's not done. It's not done anywhere, but that's some of the problems we have with the judicial system in Nigeria. So the DSS was waiting. The moment he met the conditions for bail and he walked free, they now have jurisdiction to also invite him to come in for their own investigation. That, I believe, is exactly what happened. So it's not about correlation, it's about knowing your jurisdiction. DSS, national security, EFCC, matters of corruption for both public office holders and even private citizens at large.
You said something now. Okay, Solanke, you can.
I still believe that EFCC should have handed him over to the DSS, though he has actually paid their own bail.
He has met the conditions.
Yes, but I still believe that he's still meant to be interrogated by the DSS. So they shouldn't have released him to be a free man. They should still have handed him over to DSS for further investigation.
That's where I would disagree with you, because when it comes to matters, you see, in Nigeria, we don't love following the constitution. Sometimes we use the constitution when it is more convenient. See, sometimes the law can be inconvenient. This is where the law takes jurisprudence. This is where the law should take precedence. The law says that the two should never interfere with each other.
Okay.
So that's why I said DSS was watching. The moment EFCC released him because he met the bail conditions, DSS took action. Now DSS is no longer interfering with EFCC in that case. Okay. Now, if EFCC should find out more evidence and they want to rearrest him, they will have to first wait for DSS to be done, or they will write to the DSS requesting cooperation with them. And if DSS should say no, there's nothing the EFCC can do about that because of what the law says.
Now, you said something about, granting him bail. He shouldn't have been asked to, since he...
No,
okay.
It's the right of every Nigerian to access bail.
But it's actually hearing that someone
but
that
I believe that there are some cases. There are some cases.
Yes, you
there
said
are some
he
cases where
embezzled so much money, so he has the money to actually
bail himself.
So what do you think the government should have done instead of giving him access to,
to money?
Yes.
The bail conditions do not only have to be about money. That's why I feel like the laws in Nigeria and the people that interpret the law in Nigeria, they are not being creative. They are not being strategic. It's as if the only thing we know in Nigeria is money, money, money. There are so many ways. Who are his sureties? Who are his guarantors? There are so many ways to hold him down that even when he meets the bail condition, because if DSS didn't intervene, this man could have met the bail conditions. And this has happened in Nigeria before, where someone was being investigated for corruption, money laundering. The person met the bail conditions and ran away. The person ran overseas, where Nigeria could not extradite the person. It took a lot of years and before they could finally catch the person and bring him back to Nigeria for investigation and to take him to court. So that could have happened. That's why I said it shouldn't be that when someone is suspected, that means he has access to money, he can meet the bail conditions. There should be other conditions apart from money. And what that conditions should be, like I used to say, I will not give government free advice, pay me for advice. But what the conditions should be at the, it should be at the wisdom. Let me use the word. It should be the government should decide what that should be. But it should not always be money, especially when we have money laundering cases, because when someone is being accused of money laundering, most of the times they actually did it, and that means they have access to enough money that they can meet any financial condition. So there should be other stringent conditions that will tie them down, make it hard for them to abscond. Even when they meet that condition, they will not be able to run away, because the condition that they put down, what is at stake, is too much for them to run away. That's what I'm saying.
Or maybe I don't want to inject my opinion, but I was tempted to. So in order to, overcome that. All right, you said something about meeting the bail conditions. Don't you think the government was actually trying to use that as a means to recoup the money that was taken from it?
Nah, it's wrong. That should not be the way to recoup the money, because we also have to look at the fact that in the law, you are always going to be innocent until proven guilty. Even if we know you are guilty, even when we know you are guilty, you have to be proven guilty in a competent court of law. That's what the law says. That's why I said sometimes the law is not convenient, but no matter the inconvenience of the law, the rule of law should always be respected. So you are innocent until proven guilty. So if the law, if the country, if the nation is trying to recover what they suspected you have stolen from you through bail, that is the wrong approach. They have to wait until you're proven guilty in a court of law, and now they can recover it. And if you refuse to leave the money, then your assets can be seized in lieu of what you have stolen. But you have to be proven guilty in a competent court of law first. So we have to always do things right, and we have to do things by the book and by what the law says in this nation. That is the only way we can have a permanent working system, a real system that will put us on the same level as those countries we look up to. Thank you very much.
All right, Solanke, this goes to you before we, wrap up that particular headline. Now, do you think the action of the DSS by rearresting Malame is commendable?
It's commendable on my side. I see it as a further way of investigating him. Just like what Ohunayo has said, that they shouldn't, if they're actually trying to recover the money he embezzled, that they should take it the right way. So even if they are trying to recoup in the funds he actually embezzled, it should be more. Someone embezzled billions of naira and you're giving him a bail of million. So it's not a means of recouping it back. So the DSS from my side, they actually did something good. So if you ask me, I feel it should still be reinvestigated again.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, after DSS,
After
yes,
DSS,
should take it up again.
Yes, it should. Yes, this case should be taken up.
All right.
And I hope that
I
I hope that this will lead to persecution, because so many times we have had they have been arrested, invited, and blah blah blah, and that will be the end. I hope that there's actual persecution at this time. After the investigation is done, it should be persecuted, and then it should be up to the court of law to decide if he's guilty or not.
Okay, what's the advice you would like to give to DSS and the EFCC with respect to this very case, so that it doesn't just go down the drain as other previous cases we've had in the
EFCC
past?
and DSS in this case they are already on the right track. First of all, they didn't interfere with each other's duty. They didn't cross their jurisdiction with each other. I love the way DSS waited for EFCC to release him before taking up their own matter with him. Before, what we would have had would be DSS and EFCC clashing on who should arrest him, which does not speak well of us. This does not speak well of us. But we have a better, way. They are doing it a better way. And I hope that they continue to follow the rule of law, follow the book. Don't assume his guilt until he's proven guilty, but at the same time, investigate down to the smallest details to establish if he's guilty or not. And if he's found not guilty, please do the needful and release him. But if he's found guilty with empirical evidence, do the needful, charge him to court, prosecute him to the full extent of the law. Enough is enough of all these public officers getting away with such things. Thank you very much.
So that it will serve as a deterrent to
others. Yeah.
All right, away from that, we have another terrifying headline here that says, how job scam syndicate lure Nigerians into Russia-Ukraine war. How job scam syndicate lure Nigerians into Russia-Ukraine war.
Okay,
Young
that is
Nigerians
scary.
seeking greener
That is really
pastures
scary.
abroad are increasingly being trafficked into military camps in Russia under the guise of job opportunities. This is the reports we have here this morning, and trust me, this is really scary. So what do you have to say about this, Solanke?
Well, to me, it's really saddening. It's disheartening. Our harsh economic condition in Nigeria has actually pushed our citizens into taking job conditions that actually doesn't suit their choices. Because if you ask me, I'm very sure that before you make such conditions, they would have told you that you're coming to get a better life, you're going to search for a greener pasture, obviously. But then if we have everything we were looking for in diaspora in our country here in Nigeria, no one would ever want to go to another man's country for a greener pasture. It would just be like for vacation or for tourism. So it's actually disheartening.
Whoa. Yes, indeed, it is disheartening. Here we can see some comments already pouring in. We have Omojo Wogbe Taiwo Margaret says subjects of discussion. Yes, we are talking about amnesty deal. We are talking about DSS rearresting Malami and how job scam has led or lured Nigerians into Russia and Ukraine war. These are the stories making up the list on the Confab this very morning. Okay, yes, Solanke, you just said something about your take on this, right?
Yes.
Okay, can we hear from you, Ohunayo Ajiboye?
The truth of the matter is I will put the blame on the nation, but also on the youth themselves, because the truth of the matter is this job scam it's not, we know. For example, there's one of the victims who was talking. He added that his family warned him against signing any military contract. You just don't sign anything that you know nothing about. There are wordings, there are terminologies in contracts that you as a novice will know nothing about.
You know, you need to understand that some of this scam, the way they come looking so genuine.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
But this is the
so
thing.
there's
But
every
this is the thing.
possibility that
But
the
this is the thing.
victims.
But this is the thing.
Had no
Nigerians,
clue.
we live in Nigeria. Nigerians can watch me, and I know Nigerians will agree with me that this is Nigeria. When something looks too good to be true, it is 99% of the time too good to be true. This is Nigeria. This is the Ozu Kingdom of Africa.
Well, to me, it doesn't look too good to be true to me, because the headline says that he was actually going for a construction company. Like the job description says that he was
And
actually
that's why
Yes,
I said
so
it looks. By
anyone
the time
can
you look
actually
at the
publicize that they were
benefits,
looking for a construction manager.
that's what I'm saying. By the time you
So
look
it's
at the
not-
benefits being offered and everything, it starts sounding too good to be true. But this is the thing with
Not
Nigerians.
all of them
Once we
actually
see
come
money,
that way.
once we see money, when a Nigerian young guy sees money, he forgets everything. I've been like that. I've got myself into a scam job before that I had to run for my life. Why? Because when I was told the benefits I was being offered, I jumped in head first. And then I got there and I discovered that these people were recruiting multi-level marketing skills. It's not a job. I ran. Nobody told me. I walked away before I put myself into modern slavery. And that's what happens to a lot of us. Now, at the same time, there's also the problem of the country's economic hardship, which is making a lot of people seek for greener pastures out there. It is not bad to seek for greener pastures, but always seek for advice. Get as much opinions as possible. Get a professional opinion. There are contracts you just don't sign willy-nilly. No matter how good the offer looks, no matter how realistic it looks, because you don't just sign. These people have signed contracts that makes it hard for them to escape. Do you understand?
And we also need to look at it from the economic angle. You know, a lot of Nigerians are already frustrated living in the country.
Definitely.
And now many of them are already nursing that desire to travel out of the country. And here comes an opportunity promising them secure job. I mean, some of them are even engaged here, but they are willing to leave what they are doing to go out there because they believe the other place is safer. Their money is certain, it's sure. It's not this one that after the month, you will not even be able to see your money. They are sure that things like that wouldn't happen. So there are factors responsible for this. Let's not look at it. What are those factors responsible for this, inordinate ambition in the heart of Nigerians to leave the country at
Number
all
one,
costs?
widespread poverty. Widespread poverty. So now this number one is related to number two. Number one is widespread poverty. Now number two is unrealistic pressure. both from your peer group and from social media. Now, I saw a post just this morning waking up on social media, and the person was saying, what are you doing at 30 if your life is not in order? You don't have a good car, he's saying you just need information. All you need is information. He said with information you will live the good life that you want. You don't have to wait till you are 35. You don't have to build a career from scratch. Just get good information, and I'm offering so class to teach you how to get it. And I saw that video and I checked the comments. Woo! Almost 3,000 comments. Everybody learning. Everybody asking, ow, 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 ow. Are you seeing what I'm saying now? So first, widespread poverty. According to statistics, the average Nigerian at 30, between 19 to 30, is poor. In fact, another statistics makes it wide. They say even up to age 56, they are all poor. And the definition of poor is people living below $1 a day. There are some people that live below 1,500 naira a day. Living hand to mouth every single day, rationing food and everything just to survive. So when those kind of people, when the children from this kind of families who are being pressured online, they see their mates on social media driving good cars, entering places, I saw one about Ikoyi Club, how you have to, spend 50,000 naira first to get the first form, all the processes, and by the time you are done, and it doesn't even mean that you'll be picked by Ikoyi Club, you would have spent up to 10, 15, 25, 45 million naira. And that's the best place to network, to help your career and blah, blah, blah. A lot of youths want to do that, but they don't have the money, and then they start looking for the best ways to make this money as fast as possible, which is what is causing all these issues. So one, widespread poverty, and two, peer pressure and pressure on social media.
A quick one from you, Solanke. What are the factors you think are responsible for this?
Ohunayo has mentioned some of the factors, actually poverty and also pressure from our peers, and also from even some people wants to become what their father didn't become in 10 years. They want to become it within some months. So it's actually contributed to it. And so another factor that I can actually say is some of us it's not a bad thing to go over there to work. Do you get it? But I see that even if you should get an opportunity to travel out to a particular country to work in a particular organization, I believe you should do some research. Research about the company. Is this post actually available? Is this post open for recruitment? Are they actually recruiting? And there should be a form of virtual interview that you would do even before going. So I believe that we didn't get enough. How can I put it now? We didn't get enough information. Not getting enough information can actually be a factor that can actually cause that. Because if the person or the victim has actually gotten enough information before traveling out, you would have known that, yes, this is the place I'm going, this is the place I'm working, this is my position, this is the post I'm going for. So not gathering enough information before going out for such journey or for such purpose can actually lead to something like this.
Lack of adequate information at their disposal.
At their disposal.
Okay, now you've just mentioned one of them. Ohunayo, I want to ask you, what are the ways one can identify, some of these job scams online?
Well, one of the clear indications of how you can identify these job scams and avoid them is the moment you start speaking with, they will always have an agent that you will speak with. The moment you start speaking with the agent and they start making unrealistic promises, because one, no matter how desperate people are for jobs, I want you to understand that overseas, there are job seekers over there too. There are job seekers over there too. So someone is trying to hire you from overseas and is giving you unrealistic expectations. It's giving you unrealistic promises. If he had those, then why is he still looking for workers? People should be rushing them over there. He's giving you a free visa, free passport, free everything. They're going to do everything for you. And your red flags are not going off. Now, I'm not saying that there are no employers that are willing to do that, especially when the skill level is concurrent with that kind of benefits. We have experts in Nigeria who have a skill level at their job that, yes, people overseas want them by all means, and they are willing to pay any price to have them. But you have to question yourself, do I have such a skill? Am I at that level of professionalism that somebody is willing to pay this kind of price to hire me? Those are the questions you will first ask yourself.
Especially when they are ready to hire you
when the
at any
answer to those questions is in the negative, it's a scam. Now, that's not the only way. Another way to know is when they start giving you contracts and when you ask for time and they are telling you sign the contracts now. Now. You are being pressured to sign a contract without getting professional help, without showing the contract to an outsider. Know that in all likelihood, that may be a scam job. Thank you very much.
All right, before we wrap it up, what advice do you have for the Nigerian government with respect to this?
I believe sensitization matters. The government should start raising awareness, and the victims are trying. There are many victims that manage to escape, and they've been raising awareness. So the government should reach out to these victims and use them in this awareness campaign, because the government might not be able to describe the horrors better than the person that has witnessed it and has managed to escape it. So it's better for the government to liaise with the victims that have escaped, and also through these victims be able to track other victims that may not have escaped yet and bring them home.
All right, Solanke, what advice do you have for the victims now?
All right, for the victim, the bandits, the victim, or the
victims of this job
scam. All right, I would like to say this to everyone out there that is willing to jackpot. By all means, try to scrutinize everything about the job or about the traveling process. Try to get more knowledge about the country, because there are a lot of youth out there in foreign land whereby they are working as cleaners. They are some are even working as maids. Shangala, they are working like sex workers, because they were promised that they were coming to do a particular job. On getting there, they are doing something else entirely. So let's all try to for people out there that are trying to travel, it's not a bad thing to seek for greener pastures. What I would like to say is that get more details about where you're going to before leaving your country.
All right, good people. Thank you very much. This is we'll be wrapping up the show. Thank you. I want to say a very big thank you to you for choosing Esteem Radio Vision. But don't forget to like, share, and comment. All right, I don't know if you have anything like pattern advice to our viewers right there.
We have given all the advice.
Please, you can still talk to them about.
Solanke, you got any advice?
For the viewers,
well, just like what I've said earlier on, that they should just keep on trying to get enough evidence or enough information about wherever they want to go. And please keep on watching Esteem Radio Vision, keep commenting, keep liking our programs. Thank you.
All right, so Ajiboye, what advice do you have to our viewers?
For
Tell
our dear
them
viewers,
yes, they need to hear something.
Okay. What I will say to our dear viewers is, Solanke said, keep watching Esteem Radio Vision.
Yes.
I want you to say, follow us, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, Esteem Studios. Please follow, like, and share. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
That's exactly it. Say, yes, I need it to come from the analyst. Follow us, share, comment. I mean, anywhere you see Esteem Radio Vision. Is it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you see it, just do what? Follow. Click the follow button. All right, I want to appreciate you once again for choosing Esteem Radio Vision, and I also want to appreciate our CEO in the person of Dike Michael Adeboye Shaolu, the founder of Eniakponle Foundation and Esteem Radio Vision, and also to our producer here, Ayomikun. Thank you so much. I look forward to having my analyst again and again, Ayomikun, Ajiboye and Solanke. I look forward to having you again on this show.
We'll be available.
All right, that's very good. Until I come your way again, I say remain Chidima Abel. Bye for now.